The Good Buddies Anime Podcast is hosted by two rowdy, foul-mouthed American cowboys. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, Good Buddies, what's up? Welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Show. I'm your good buddy Roger.
I mean, every time you do that shit, and it's crazier and crazier every time, and I'm never ready for it. I am your good buddy Brandon.
And welcome into our show where we're doing... Brandon, you go ahead. I know you wrote something out.
Let me tell you, we're back again with what is quickly becoming my favorite kind of episode, my favorite segment, let's just say, for the Good Buddies Anime Review Podcast Show, whatever we're calling it, where we ask a simple question, Roger.
Yep.
Does it rev up your motor, or is it a floater? Will you watch it again and again, or will it streak your porcelain? Is it a streamer or a steamer, Roger? I told you that second one was a stretch.
It's good. No, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It passes, man. It passes the test, and the test is.
Did it make Roger chuckle?
Yep, it made me chuckle.
There we go.
But yes, we're talking about 7 Nights. Brandon, can you give me the rest of that title, please? I'm gonna call it 7 Nights.
7 Nights Revolution: Hero Successor.
That's what they show up for. Our keen sense of professionalism.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep making that comment.
And we're also talking about another show from the same production studio.
Yeah.
Farewell, My Dear Cramer.
Yeah. Who is Cramer? I don't know.
I can tell you, actually. I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
I found it. Can you believe it? I literally jumped on Google and I was like, why is it called Farewell, My Dear Cramer? And in the trivia section on the Wikipedia, there it was. Do you want to start with that one?
Sure, man.
Let's start with that. We're going to start with Farewell, My Dear Cramer. And as we say, normally we would do a full review of these. These shows are ongoing, but this is not a full review. We are going to talk about it and do what we always do, a review of recommendation. Not giving it scores. We're just going to straight up give it a final grade. It's basically a yes or no. Do we think you should watch it? Do we think you should not? Would we recommend it to people?
Sure.
Is the thing. And again, as I say every time we do these, we can give it every caveat. We can say if you like this, you'll like it. If you like that, you'll like it. But in the end, it's either a thumbs up or thumbs down. It's either a streamer
or a steamer.
So, Farewell, My Dear Cramer. So first of all, that name comes from, it's named for Detmar Cramer, who was a German soccer player / coach, football player / coach. He is hailed as the, quote, father of modern football in Japan. And he passed away a couple years before this manga was to be published.
Okay.
And basically the dude was like, yo, tribute. There you go. That's it.
Nailed it.
The I don't, pretty sure he don't show up in the story, but it's just like, hey, this, it'd be like if you were writing a story about, I don't know, the guitar, about guitar playing, about a band who is like shreds on the guitar, metal band. And right before it dropped is when Lemmy passed. And you'd be like, you just decided, I'm going to call it Shout Out to Lemmy.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
That's basically what
Sure.
what happened here. Or so I am led to believe by this Wikipedia page. It could be all lies. It's actually pronounced Cramer. No. But Farewell, My Dear Cramer is a show that is a coming of age / sports anime about a girls soccer team based on a manga.
They refer to it as women's soccer repeatedly.
Yes, women's soccer.
I get it. Why don't we just call it soccer?
Well, because, it's that thing of like, it's kind of, there's a similar feeling to this in America. So the whole thing is like, it starts with this clip, which is apparently from the prequel manga, which is apparently very good in getting a movie adaptation called First Touch or something like that. But the clip at the beginning of the first episode is from the prequel manga where you see this woman who just won this big game. And it's like women's soccer has been losing popularity. Nobody cares about it, et cetera, et cetera. And if she basically says, if we didn't win this game, that might have been it for women's soccer. And so it's a big deal to her. And it ends up being a big deal to these characters in the show. Kind of a similar thing in America. You look at the women's soccer team here, like our national team, they win. Yeah. They don't get nearly the pay or respect as the men's soccer team.
It's also like, sports cards at the store, we get the Panini Prism basketball cards going for $200, $300 a pack now. But if we get the WNBA Prism cards, Those go for retail price.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody cares.
It's shitty.
So it makes sense. It just seemed really weird that they kept referring to it constantly as women's soccer.
Sure, but it's kind of just driving the point home, I guess. But that's
and
part of
to be fair, a girl does not want to play women's soccer.
No, she actually says in the beginning she wants to play with the dudes because she doesn't feel like anyone's on her level. And this is actually a thing. So, do you have the character names pulled up?
Yes, I can get them right now.
I do not. I remember Sue. And I think that's it. I just remember Sue. There's another one.
Nazumi Onda. They call her Non-chan.
Yeah.
She is our main girl.
Yeah, she's the first girl we see. We end up having like a trio of main girls, I would say.
Yeah, she's actually played on boys soccer teams for most of her life. But the next girl is Suo. She is one of the prodigies. She's very fast.
They call her Sue.
Yep. And Shoshizaki.
Yes.
And I love her hair.
Yeah, she's got fun hair. Kind of reminds me of homegirl from Asobi Sobase. But basically, it's you got Non-chan, right?
Yeah.
Non had been playing with boys on the boys teams in school, and then she's now going to like high school, and she wants to keep playing against the boys, but it's like, because she feels like no one else is on her level, and she is talked out of that, ends up joining the women's soccer team, and finds out pretty quick, a couple episodes in, that you thought wasn't nobody on your level. Oh, did you make a mistake? But here's the first thing that really struck me about this one is, at first, because like you see her so competitive at the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. And then like an episode in, they're at practice, and she is just not even into it.
Yep.
She doesn't care. She's like not paying attention. The ball's just rolling past her, and I'm like, yo, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, what? It felt flip-floppy. But then you get the answer.
Yeah, you don't actually know if she's good or not.
Right. You get the answer like an episode later where they're in an actual game against another team, and she turns it on. Sho doesn't have great soccer, but she does. And she turns it the fuck on, and that's when she gets serious.
Yeah.
And it's what I almost said was shitty character writing actually turned out to be a pretty decent depth of character.
Yeah.
And that was a good moment for me. And that is where I would like to say it's like about the best thing about this show is it does have decent characters, it does have a decent story. I'm enjoying their development. I hate to look at this thing.
Sure.
It's so ugly.
Okay, so
tell me what you think.
I actually love the character designs.
Okay.
I fucking love them.
It's honestly, can I tell you?
Yeah.
I figured you fucking would.
It is. It sits in its own unique field, but it doesn't sit alone. It sits in the same stratosphere wherever it is that Initial D's weird ass style came from.
Sure.
With the painted on, puckered lips.
Mm-hmm. They all look like fishes. They have these unblinking giant eyes and these pouty lips.
And these big, like, triangular heads almost. Mm. It is very reminiscent of the Initial D style, which I'm extremely nostalgic for.
Okay.
And I loved it. I love the way that the show looks.
Okay.
What I don't love about this show, like visually, is that I will say that a lot of things, I think going into this, I thought, I was like, well, one of them, the thing is the other one has a budget. This one doesn't get the same budget as it does.
That's kind of the reason we're talking about
a lot of this seems very intentional.
Okay. But I'm with you on character designs. I think they look fine. I especially love when they have their little reaction moments where like their faces change shit. They're very cute, very fun. That's a lot of fun. The animation in this fucking show is indefensible.
Yes, there are certain things.
Absolutely. When she is past the ball,
son of a
when
bitch.
we are watching a soccer game, which is a game about constant movement and running, and the ball is passed to a character, and it does a three panel, like you see her moving. She's kicked over here. Now she's on this side. That's absurd.
Sure.
You don't even see
what I'm saying,
the movement.
What I've been saying is, or what I'm trying to make the point of.
Sorry, I interrupted.
Is that I believe that is intentional. Now, why did they do that? I don't fucking know. I think that there's like a weird frame rate, when they run, it looks strange.
It looks very strange when they're
And God knows whenever they do that stupid thing looking behind a net or a gate or something.
It's horrible.
And their heads, like, you could have put a shadow or something, but it just looks like their head is through the thing.
It's because there's no shading. Everything is so flat.
Yeah.
And I don't like to look at it.
I don't know why. Like, it just seems like a simple... That has to be intentional. That's not a budget cut. That is an intentional decision.
I don't know if it is. I mean, I'm sure it's an intentional decision because they didn't have...
You're going to tell me that the budget...
I'm not telling you anything because I don't know how the show was fucking made.
Okay.
I will say that if you look at the goddamn credits, there's like 13 different art directors.
Sure. Okay. Well, I didn't know that. What I'm saying is that how much of the budget could it cost to draw the net in front of their faces?
I don't know. That is a weird choice, and I hate it. It looks awful.
That's what I'm saying. It is a choice.
It is a choice.
And I don't think it's budget related.
No, that is a choice. I'm saying the characters not having any goddamn shading, the horrible lack of movement, the way that how slow and jerky and not good
the show
movements
is
look.
So jerky.
It's incredibly jerky. The amount of times that like someone gets past the ball and they fully stop before going again. It's like, yo, that's not how that you would have got the shit kicked away from you.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. If it's an intentional choice to make it so slow and jerky, that is a horrible choice, and it does a great disservice to the game I'm supposed to be watching.
Yeah. It seems weird. Like,
it don't work.
Yeah. I don't understand, and it's. I get that the budgets and stuff are an issue, but like, really, this is what. I mean, I don't know, man. It just feels all very like stylized. They did something, they tried something, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether it's budget or choices or whatever it is, it don't work.
Yeah.
I like the goofy faces they make when they're angry or when like someone's annoyed or when they're just doing the like stare face. They're pretty fun, pretty cute. There are good moments in here. How far did we get through this one?
I got 3 episodes into this one.
Okay, I got to episode 4. I finished episode 4. So we gotta remember to say that how far we are into these. And yeah, I mean, there's fun stuff. It also does a thing where like, and I don't know if this is gonna continue to be a theme because it seems like it is from the intro. Like you see them playing soccer, but then you also see her like. You see this character like going through a bunch of different sports. Mm-hmm. It seems like it's kind of doing like it's a soccer story, but there's also other hobbies thrown in. 4th episode, the second half of it at least deals heavily with them cooking.
Yep.
So it seems like they're gonna do other hobbies and stuff, which is pretty fun. But overall, it's just I don't want to look at it.
Yeah. Oh, and opening and closing.
The
animation and
great.
music is really good.
The animation's amazing in the intro and outro.
That's why
the outro in
just
particular
leads to another thing. Like this is an intentional decision. I feel like I don't know that. Once again, yes, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
This is a guess from one person that's created art and stuff, created visual art.
Sure.
It feels intentional, and sometimes you do something, it doesn't fucking work. And it is what it is.
I'm willing to see that this was very possibly like all of this was a choice. The wrong choice.
Yeah.
We can agree on that, certainly.
Yes.
Okay.
But that being said, my eyes adjusted to everything except for the nets.
Yeah, the nets were horrible.
It's hard, dude.
Whenever someone's behind a fence,
just don't draw the net at all.
They show like a fence or the net or whatever it is, and there's just it fades out around their face. So it looks like they've just stuck their head through the fence.
Yes, it looks like their head is in front of the fence.
It is jarring.
It is the most boneheaded art design I have ever seen in my life.
I refer to that in my notes. I call that an animation quirk.
Yeah,
and I hate it.
There is nothing worse. You can watch the Berserk 2016-2017 series. You can look at the worst moments, and none of them are as bad as those heads poking through those nets.
It's just so ugly.
It's fucking
and it's
terrible.
Really weird where like very rarely you'll have one of those moments and someone will like turn their head to look somewhere else and you see the like cutout pants show like move with them and it's like ugh.
Yeah. Why did they do that? I don't fucking know.
It's bad. It's so distracting. I told you before when we were doing the tier list, it's so distracting. I had to rewind to reread the lines on the subtitles because I was so distracted just going, why?
Yeah. But I mean, that's pretty much all I had to say about that.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about it. It's honestly like, it is a compelling story. I really do enjoy these characters.
Yeah.
I will say, there's one character who shows up in the first episode who's there for 5 seconds. It's the tall one who really looks like a fist because she's got the straight up wink eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you met. Oh my God.
I love her.
Bring her back.
Yeah.
She was the only one that works in this art style. She was amazing. And she's very tall and very fun. And I was like, there's a great scene in that first episode where they're going, like, the ball's coming their way and the girl's trying to, like, jump up and hit it with a header. Just out of nowhere, boom, this girl pops up like a fucking rocket and just nails it out of the way. She's the best part of the show. And she's there for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm sad. Bring her back and maybe I'll love it again. But I guess I got to watch more episodes to find out if they do. Anyway, I think I'm done talking about it. You done talking about it?
Yeah, man.
Let's give it a score. Roger, is it a streamer or a steamer?
I really like the show. I'm going to call it a streamer.
It's a steamer.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it.
I'll probably watch more of it because I enjoyed the show. It's just the faces through the nets. That's egregious.
This is one of those moments where I think you're going to get farther on this one than me, and I beg you, please let me know how it turns out.
It's a cute show, man. It's cute. The characters are great.
I really enjoy the characters. I just don't want to look at it.
Yeah,
and I feel like so shallow saying that, but man, oh man, that's goddamn rude.
You're a terrible person.
I'll need you to. I'm asking all the good buddies to admire my candor when I say this. It's all, I don't know, man. I just wasn't into it.
Sure.
It's so hard to get excited about something. Like, I shouldn't be this bored from a sports anime.
Yeah, I wasn't bored at all.
It was so again, the characters, the moments are good. The shocking lack of action when they're playing, like the way that they just stop and go and stutter, slow stuttery animation is such a disservice to the sport that they're portraying.
Yeah, it doesn't look great, but it didn't bother me that much.
Yeah,
it's only the heads through the nets that bother me. That truly squicked
that's what
me.
really squicked you. Okay,
yeah,
fair enough. So there you go. Once again, we have a split. A streamer for Roger, a steamer for Brandon.
Yes.
And let's move on to our second show, which I will look at my notes to get.
Seven Nights Hero.
No.
7 Nights Revolution. Hero Successor.
You nailed it, baby.
I fucking did it. Don't ask me
bro.
how.
You did it, bro.
I just picked 5 random words out of there.
You get the banana. You did it. This is one that's like, okay, this show is so goddamn generic. There was another show called King's Raid Successor of the Will a few seasons ago, and I accidentally called this one 7 Nights Revolution Successor of the Will because they're both incredibly generic ass shows. So, based on a phone game, based on an app, you collect heroes to battle evil.
How far did you get, good buddy?
How far I get what?
In the show.
Episode-wise. Okay. I am...
Just knock that out right now.
I'm like less than halfway through episode 5. I watched it on my break.
I finished the 5th episode.
You got through episode 5. Okay. Based on a phone game where you collect heroes to battle evil. Stop me if you've heard this one before. You can pay money to buy gems and whatnot. I'll admit right here, out of curiosity, I downloaded the game and I did not get very far. I played through the prologue, which involves you just clicking the button it tells you to click. And then it was like, you can pay money to get gems and go on this mission. I was like, nah. Best thing about that game, you download it and then it has to download more. And while it's downloading more, you can pay a little memory game where you have to click on the cards to turn them over and match the heroes. So you can see asshole fighter guy and blue-haired dude and band girl and Dark Knight, Light Knight, and Bone Knight.
Yeah.
And match them up.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Blue Eyes White Dragon's in there. You got super goth dude with the big sword. It's great. I actually recognized a few of those characters in this fucking show. So, kids summon, call upon the strengths of the heroes of old to battle the evil hordes of Physis?
Yeah, Physis.
I'm gonna go with Physis. Physis. They say it
Physis.
Yes,
that's how it's spelled.
Feces. Feces.
It might be feces, dude.
It might be feces. It's a big old pile of Physis, I'll tell you right now. here's the thing. Generic story, generic characters, generic designs. Okay animation. It's at least...
Yeah.
There's decent action.
I was thinking, like, whenever I talked about Cramer.
Yeah,
like,
you were expecting, like, this one.
One was getting a good budget. One was not getting a good budget.
Yeah.
You know what? This animation is par at best.
It's par. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is nothing to nut your panties over. And I tell you right now, my panties remain unnutted. That one got Roger. He's giggling. But yeah, it has its moments. Like Cramer, it has its moment. There's some cute moments. My personal favorites so far are the main guy and girl chasing a cat. That was really cute.
Yeah.
I like the secretary girl who is just inconsolably thirsty for the elf boy. Mm-hmm. She's a lot of fun. I will say that my eyes damn near rolled out of my head whenever the biggest titty librarian shows up.
Yeah. I love her. She's one of my favorite characters.
She doesn't. How is she your favorite? She doesn't do anything except show up and have boobs. That's all you need, apparently. She's literally that character who just shows up and she's like, "Oh my, let me help you with that. Ooh, let's do this thing." It's like she doesn't do anything.
Well, somebody's got to have them, dude. Gotta have representation out there.
This is my okay. So this is the thing I've always tried. I'm gonna take a quick break from talking about this show. This is a thing
There's not much to say about this show.
There's not much to say, so give me my moment. This is something I've struggled to put into words properly. I think I finally figured out the way to do it here.
Okay.
I hate when these shows tell me how to feel. You show me a girl with the big old titties.
Gonna be.
You show me a girl with the big old titties, and it's like I feel like you're telling me to be attracted to this person or to like this person, to be horny after this thing. It is like, and this is the analogy I got. It is like when for so many years, Roger can relate to this, I'm sure, WWE tried to convince me that Roman Reigns was good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're telling me how to feel about it. Don't tell me how to feel. That's my problem with the big titty librarian.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense. I don't see it that way.
You just like the big titty.
No, I think they're...
I don't want to undersell this. Homegirl is smuggling watermelons. Like they are.
Oh, they're big.
They're stupid huge.
Yeah.
They're in. She can't. If she was real, she couldn't walk.
Yeah, they're big.
You ever? There was an old thing on Cartoon Network called What a Cartoon Show, and they would do these little cartoons.
I remember
and whatnot.
that.
Do you remember the one where it was the guys with the giant foreheads and they had to walk around with these poles with wheels on them because that's the only thing that would hold up their giant foreheads? She would need those to move. They're that big.
I don't think it's that ridiculous.
Dog.
But all I'm trying to say is that I think it's less that they're trying to tell you how. It's just they know somebody will.
It's appealing to an assumed viewer.
Yeah.
They assume
but
that the
they
viewers...
make all those other anime girls pretty too for the most part.
They're fine.
You can pick whichever.
I will say, so some of the character design, I call them generic character designs. They're pretty fucking generic.
Yeah. Look,
I told you earlier that my biggest problem with it is that a lot of them, their designs and their clothes and the layout in general is all a lot of black and gray and dark greens and browns. It's all very muted and like earth tones and whatnot, and that's fine to an extent. This is one of the few times I would say, man, this could really benefit from some Yu-Gi-Moto hair. Like,
yeah, give us some of that 90s hair.
I hate the main dude's hair. It is worse than Senku.
It's got like little tentacle-y things.
It's got little tentacles coming off. He's got like dark brown, almost black hair with little tentacle bits coming off, and they're green on the tips.
They're round.
They are worse than Senku's hair. And I didn't think I would say that. But if he had Senku hair, I would enjoy this show more. That's a true statement. That's a good buddy Brandon guarantee. Take it to the fucking bank.
Yeah. So I think you gave pretty much the premise of the show.
Yeah.
Is that the characters have like old warriors attached to them.
Yes, there's these heroes.
And they're fighting demons.
Yes,
pretty much.
They basically say success or succeed or whatever it is.
Yeah. And
they gain the armor / weapon / powers of these heroes that they are aligned with.
Correct.
The big mystery is our main boy. 4.5 episodes in, I guess 5 episodes.
They don't know the name of his
hero. They don't know who
his
hero is. All of them can like talk to the spirit of their hero, except him. His just talks to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a little bit of mystery there. Again,
and they all say you can trust him.
Yeah, all the heroes say that like you can trust this guy. They don't know. They don't say who he is,
Yeah.
but they say you can trust him.
I mean, the dude's name is Nemo, and he fights with a hook on his hand.
Nemo.
Oh, okay, Nemo.
Thanks.
Tickle me, Nemo.
Tickle me, Nemo. Oh, my Nemo.
But it is also very, there's some schoolhouse in there.
Don't tickle me,
So
Nemo.
there's a lot of cute interactions with the characters that
Yeah.
were surprisingly fun.
That's
there
the
were some
best part.
shockingly fun moments in
Those
this
are
show.
the best parts. The
Yeah.
best parts are when they're not fighting. The action scenes are okay, as you said.
I'm not willing to call this show terrible because it is not.
I don't think it's terrible. I think it's very generic, and there is a lot better stuff to watch this season. But if you have infinite time, then everything I call a steamer, go ahead and check it out. You've got the time for it. If you don't, do we go to grades now?
Yeah, you might as well, dude.
It's a steamer.
Yeah, it's a steamer.
It's a steamer.
I could, like.
I can't in all good faith.
I was shocked that I did find some enjoyment in this show.
Yeah, me too. Legitimate. I'll say it, like, out of these two shows, this is the one I would watch more of.
Yeah.
Because I'm more
I
interested
definitely
in what's
watch
happening
more.
with
Well,
these
obviously,
characters.
I'd watch more of Cramer, but
Yeah. I'm more interested in what's happening with these characters.
I have no intention of going back to find out.
I'm truly, madly, deeply shocked that I'm more invested in these generic-ass characters than the ones in Cramer.
Yeah.
Which
it's weird.
Honestly kind of bums me out.
I'm bummed out for you.
I'm so lame.
You're a bad person.
I'm the lowest of the low. I'm so fucked up. I just looked down at my hand.
You are
I'm
the
so fucked
Minetta.
up. I'm not the Minetta. How dare you? I just want to know what's up with that girl biting the other girl's neck.
Yeah, just give her a little.
Just give her a little.
I mean, just tell us what's going on here.
Yeah, just tell me. Hey,
We're open to it.
If I find out next episode, I'm like, cool, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good.
I have a strong feeling that you want, or that you won't.
Yeah, I feel like I won't either.
At least till the end. They like to milk things in this show.
Yeah. Also, like, I feel like it's one of those where at least one of these characters is going to betray the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
I got a pretty good idea.
Okay, yeah.
It's either the little one or big titties. Or both.
Think it's the librarian?
I think it might be the librarian. She's got them big old titties. You can't trust them titties, man.
I trust them with my whole heart. Everything inside of me.
You would.
With every breath I have.
Oh, God.
I must protect them titties.
You're a bad person. All right, well, we did it, kids. So to recap, we were split on Farewell, My Dear Cramer. I called it a thumbs down, a steamer.
Yeah.
Roger called it a streamer.
I think it's a good show.
There's better
You
stuff
don't have
to watch.
to say more about it. It's
There's
okay.
better stuff to watch. I don't, and I'm not allowed to. I said my statement. I think it's a steamer. It deserves to be flush. You say, go ahead and check it out. Fair enough. It's a streamer for you. And as for Seven Knights Revolution Hero Successor, God, this title, we both call it a steamer. Go ahead and flush that one. Hate to say it.
Yeah.
Hate to say I told you so. I think that about does it. We're gonna go ahead and bust on into the ramble. Roger, what are we doing next week? We're gonna have kind of a fun one next week.
Yeah, we are.
Or next time, excuse me.
Yeah,
we can't
next
guarantee
time.
we'll be here next week.
We're doing, I don't even know how we're going to do it, but we're going to talk about anime music in our playlist, and
Yeah.
we're going to do playlist stuff.
We're gonna pull up our anime playlist, so get ready to absolutely bash our taste in music. Tell us how bad we are for liking this theme over that one,
Yeah.
or vice versa. And, just absolutely roast us and shit on us. It's totally cool. We are gonna, I don't know how we're gonna do exactly. We're probably just say, we should probably maybe do a top 5 of each of our playlists or something.
Yeah.
And we'll throw up a anime playlist for the good buddies to check out on the spoofy.
And it will probably have more than that top 5.
It'll probably
on
have
there.
more than that. Those top 5s. Do you think like a top 5 each?
Yeah. It
All
won't
right.
have Lost in Paradise by Aklo in it.
Yeah, we just found out that one is not on Spotify anymore, which is a bummer. Hopefully that's just some kind of weird legal thing, and it'll be back in a week. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe I'll slip Elephant by Jason Isbell in there.
You play this
Check
fucker.
out that song if you haven't. It'll level you out.
Go ahead and say the name of it again.
Elephant by Jason Isbell.
I'll tell you right now, good buddies, it's a good song. I will also say, without saying anything about the song, that I can't get this motherfucker to watch a sad anime to save my life. But he loves that song.
Yeah. Scribbling.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
It is a good song. Not for the kids, I'll say that.
Yeah, no.
There's some language in there. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do next week. We're gonna just talk about our anime playlists, and
That's not an anime song. It's not actually.
it's not an anime song.
But you should check it out.
That won't be on the playlist. But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about them, have some recommendations, some music, some whatnot, and we'll see y'all then. Full links and plugs in the description. We will have the full plugs at the end of the ramble. Is there anything else to say before we bust on out?
Nope. Just love ya.
Love ya.